Hello and welcome to Solo Playhouse. This evening I am playing more 7th Citadel. I am on the threat called Dadachaems Awakening. And I am a part of the way through the first part of this. So if you're interested in watching the whole thing, you can go back. There is a playlist for all my 7th Citadel and Continent stuff. So go and watch that if you want to. If you're watching this live, please join in, say hello. And we're going to continue. So we're trying to find the source of a fire. Specifically, head east to identify the source of the smoke seen from the Citadel. So that's what we're trying to do. It has just occurred to me that we might have actually seen the smoke. Because, this is funny, there was a fire here, and we had a big fight, and we put it out. So, and I've just seen the smoke rising, which is very unobservant of me, rising from the wagon, I think it was, that we brought over. So it might be that we've actually completed this first part, and when we do, it says, when you run low on life or you think you have reached your goal, go back to the Citadel where you may read the epilogue after removing your bookmark. So I think I've actually reached my goal, and I didn't realize, and I kept going. So maybe what we'll do actually is go back to the Citadel. So to go back to the Citadel, we have to move. And when we move with Arthur, she has an action, or they have an action, he has an action. We can move by discarding a card from our action deck. We don't have to get a success. And we can keep that card and move our figure to an adjacent terrain card as long as you do not exceed the maximum carried weight, which we do not. So basically what that means is that if I show you, so I'll just move this over. Yeah, so there's the Citadel. So here we are, and here is the Citadel. So we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces of terrain. So we have to discard 4 cards. Now we have, actually, as luck would have it, we have 4 cards in our deck. So I will discard those. I won't keep any because I don't think that will matter. So we can move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there is an action on the card with the Citadel, which is a look, observe action. So we can do card 77. This is quite exciting, really, because I really thought we hadn't achieved our goal, and then I see that we possibly have. So we look at card 77. You are only 100 paces from the entrance to the camp. A slight euphoria overcomes you at the prospect of finding what should be called your home. So 77 has a flag on it, but there are no other 77s. So we just turn it over. And this is an action. Each unconscious character gains 1 life point and regains consciousness. Discard all the cards on the board, including your terrain card. Open the threat booklet where the bookmark is and read the epilogue to end the scenario. So all these cards that are on the table, that should have been discarded earlier anyway, go into the discard. Open the threat book where the bookmark is and read the epilogue to the end scenario. So this would be discarded as well. So we're definitely going into some spoiler territory here again, but if you've been watching, you kind of know that there are spoilers. Epilogue. If you have at least one objective card, read conclusion A on page 4. So we have 3 objective cards. So we read conclusion A on page 4. As the camp takes shape in the protective shadow of the citadel, you see some children running to meet you. They grab your clothes, pull you, and push you, try to make themselves understood with chaotic gestures and rambling sentences. The adults freeze at your approach and observe you, their eyes dark, jaws clenched. You tell the community there's a convoy from Waterbank was attacked not far from the citadel, and that the few survivors should be joining the camp soon. I thought some of the attackers who were looting the convoy, seasoned soldiers. Your gaze drifts to the palisade that protects the camp, made of stakes and a disparate pile of rocks and scraps. This makeshift protection will offer little in case of a real attack. As if in response to your fears, a small group calls out to you. We need to talk to you. We have bad news. So then we have state of play. You managed to save at least one victim of the attack on the Waterbank convoy and to have them join your community. Take 199 card. So a 99 card is Hope Reborn. Return all objective cards, applying the following effect. For each objective card you return, corresponding to one or several survivors of the attack who joined your citadel, right, well, I don't know how we know that. I think we just presume that all 3. I can't remember. I guess we'd remember if I played this immediately. So I'm going to say 3. So we can get on our community book, we can move up on production, defense, knowledge, and influence. So because they were talking about defense, I have 3 objective cards. So that's 101, 102, 103. So we're returning those. So let's put defense up by 2. So it's up to 3. And we have another one. Influences are low. It's the lowest. I think I'll put in influence. And each player discards all of their cards. Right, so our action cards, I should say. You have finished the scenario, no smoke without fire. If you want to begin the next scenario immediately, return all the cards in the past, then read the introduction of the scenario, get fed or die trying on page 6. I'm going to continue because I won't get through this scenario. The next one I'm probably just going to play for like an hour or so, but I will continue playing so over the weekend. So return all the cards in the past, then read the introduction of the scenario. Okay, so we have quite a lot of cards here. So what I'm going to do with these cards is just put them to the back so that we don't draw them again too quickly. And then all these will go back. So we've got level 1 cards. level 2, level 3, and level 5. And then this will go to the back there. So that only means these ones need to go back. Try to sort them. I see. So that's really cool. I hadn't. It's so funny that I didn't see that smoke. Sometimes. And so 75, 77, 90, 94, 120, 128, 36, and 147. Okay, so let's read on. So we're going to look at see, this is why I missed a page. Get fed or die trying. Each player returns all of their cards with the keyword temporary. So, for example, this card gets returned. Unfortunately. Unblocks all of their cards. I don't actually have any block cards. Shuffles all their cards in their discard pile back into their action deck. Blocks all of their cards with the keyword companion. Okay, so shuffled our cards, and then we do have Ratko, who is a companion. So he gets blocked, which means his card goes under my card. And I can't use it until I find a way to unblock it, if I can do. So let me just have a drink of water. Going to be searching for food, that's for sure. The group watches you anxiously until Thurder reluctantly steps forward, urged by his comrades. We've just been robbed. While you were away looking for the source of the smoke, about 20 armed men showed up at the camp. Kellyan soldiers, judging by their equipment, probably the ones who attacked the Waterbank convoy. They told us they worked for the necro-druid Dadachaems, whose citadel was relatively undamaged during the reversal. They suggested that they tolerated our newfound freedom, but if we didn't meet their demands, they would put us back in captivity, or worse. The gang was small, but they had weapons. We didn't dare oppose them, and you weren't here. They took most of our food in their cart, warning us that if they would confiscate even more next time. I'm sorry. What's going to happen to us? You silently rant. It took you so much effort to build up that food supply, and now you're back to square one. You dismiss the group and go to the storeroom, where you spend a moment surveying the situation. Thurder was not exaggerating. The soldiers took everything they could carry. Dealing with the looters will have to wait. The priority is to produce enough to feed everyone. If your production score is 3 or lower, take a 129 card. Well, it is. It's at 2. So 129. You feel a profound weariness. So we have discouragement. If you want to return this, you must unblock 1 Hope Reborn card. The involved character must return all of their cards with the keyword blessing. If an involved character has a card with the keyword weakness, +1 to the drawing of cards. Drawing, you must draw the yeah, we have to draw 1 more card on actions. Okay. When you emerge, Etham, a young blind woman, is waiting for you outside. I heard our supplies are low and I think I can help you. As a child, I used to farm with my grandfather. His vegetable garden was so lush that it was envied by everyone. He had a secret. Every old man has one. But he, unlike the others, kept it to himself. Do you know about marsh bugs? They build their nests from a kind of wax that makes an excellent fertilizer. Some people even believe it has magical properties. But there is a catch. These insects live underground, so there is no way to detect them except with the big beak bird, which can reach their galleries with their long beaks. You need well-honed hearing to recognize the bird's call. My hearing is excellent. I could help you find a big beak. We could go to the mire and bring back enough fertilizer to grow countless crops in record time. What do you say? You have no choice but to accept Afim's proposal. If you do not find some way to refill the community's reserves and prevent famine, everything you have worked for over the past months will fall apart. So our primary goal is find marsh bug nests. Lead Efim the blind into the mire to retrieve marsh bug nests. Each nest corresponds to 1 objective card. When you read the epilogue, you will need to have at least 3 objective cards or 2 objective cards if your score is production score is 6 or higher. Wow. Preparation. You are at your citadel. Take a 166 card. So this is Efim the blind. So what does she do? If you become unconscious, give this to a conscious character. If this gets discarded or blocked, you won't be able to find the marsh bug nests and you should return to the citadel. Okay. Big beak bird. You may not take the following action unless a big beak bird can be seen on your terrain card. And this is a free action. Ephraim pricks up her ears, trying to hone in on the bird's song. Read the dialogue bearing the same number as your terrain card. Okay. Cool. So she's with us now. For this scenario, your ground shiver level is 3. Set all life point counters back to 0, and then we get 45. So we are back to 45 life points. Each player draws 2 cards from their action deck to form their starting hand. So we have Determination and Inspiration. Each player may unblock some or all of their cards with the keyword Companion. For each card unblocked this way, they lose 2 life points. Well, so I have Ratko. And I actually don't think he's that useful to us. He has got a dig action, but oh, let's unblock him, just in case. So we lose 2 life points. Okay, return all the Hope Reborn cards that are blocked. We don't have any blocked. Remember to look up your side quests, the cards in the world map, and the effects of your built buildings. Okay. So let's do the effects of our built buildings. So Watchtower, during the preparation phase, we get 1 defense. So we go up to 4. And then we also have a place of worship during the preparation phase. If you're at the Citadel, take 2 49 cards. So we will. So we need to go to the Maya. So let's just look at the map as well. Okay, so I think I can show you here. Yes, so here you can see the Maya. Now, I know that this map represents a map that is old, and because of everything that's happened, this map has changed, which is why this one looks very different. We haven't had the opportunity to do anything else with this yet. So we want to go this. So we want to go south, and then perhaps over here. But the place of the Maya might have changed a little bit. But it's definitely south from the Citadel, southwest from the Citadel, really. But as you can see here, the Great Sea used to be here, and now it's much closer. So Inn of the Red Spiggy, though, that is where we went in the quest. We went past where we needed to be, so we've got a lot of this map to explore. But yes, we need to go southwest. So put a 75 card into play. Each player places their figure on it. So we don't. There's no way. We haven't had anything to upgrade. We need 3 objectives, so we need 3 birds, really, I think. Start reading for now and place the bookmark here. You may save the game as long as the bookmark is here. When you run low on life points or you think you've reached your goal, go back to the Citadel where you can remove the bookmark and read the epilogue, which is just below that. Okay. So we want that 75 card again. So here we are. The Citadel stands majestically before you. Across the distance, it still separates you from the camp of noises, and the clamour of voices reach your ears. Clearly, there is some great activity over there. So here we are. So once again, we will put our level 1 cards out. But this time we're going to go south. So let's see what happens, you know. Oh, also, yeah, so we can use these Hope Reborn cards at any time. I hadn't sort of thought about that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Glimmer of Hope cards. So what we're going to do first is use the 5. At any time, you may return 5 Glimmer of Hope cards to take a 99 card. So let's just make sure. Yeah, there is a 99 card. So we'll return these because there are only 5 of those. And then we have these Hope Reborn. So we can do this action. So let's do this a couple of times. Check one symbol on the Destinies page of the Citadel leaflet and apply its effect. So here we have the Destinies page. Now, can I get... I'm just going to move my figure. So we've come this way, so we could get another reflex card. This symbol here means that we can return 2 cards. From their hand, their action deck or discard pile. I'm just going to check the rules for this. Yeah, I guess it applies to any card. So we could get rid of some cards that aren't so good. The only thing with that is it's reducing our life. So I don't think I want to do that yet. There are also routes to numbered cards. And we can also make some buildings if we use these. But we could work our way out to a number, which I'm guessing would be quite good. I don't know if I want all those reflex cards, though. We could go this way. We could use this Citadel symbol, and we can increase any of our levels for production, defense, knowledge, or influence by 2. So that could be useful because we could get our production up to 6 by doing that, potentially. There's so many decisions to make. The feathers, that can add cards to the map. I'm just wondering if I could go this way towards this. I'd quite like to build, and I'd quite like to increase things. Oh. Do you know what? I think I'm going to come this way. I'm going to do these 2 citadels. So that's 2 Hope Reborn cards that get blocked. and we get to move 2 and 2 up tracks. So I think it was production. 2 objective cards if your production score is 6 or higher. Yeah. So I'm going to do the 2 and the 2 on production. So now my production score is 6. So I only need to get 2 things on this one. So that's 2. I've still got 3 to go. So I think I will use another one to get another reflex card. So that is another random reflex. So that gets shuffled into my deck. So we discard another Hope Reborn. We block another Hope Reborn, I should say. And then I'm going to go here. And I'm going to take a card whose number is associated with a symbol on the map that is already in the world map. Insert it into the world map without flipping it in the slot the arrow bearing its number points to, without flipping it. Okay, so on our map, I am going to choose this card, 66. Come on, 66. There we go. You have sent a small group of volunteers to scout the mire, the swamp that lies further south. When you get back to the citadel, you can learn about what they found here. During the preparation phase, if you are at the citadel, flip this and then read the dialogue whose number can be seen in the top left-hand corner of the card. Ah, okay. So I only get to read this after, which is kind of you know, maybe slightly pointless, but I'm sure I'll go that way again. I still have 2 Hope Reborn cards, but they do give me life points as well if we block them. So I'm going to keep those 2. Let's do a little bit of exploring. So, yeah, we are here. So our ground shiver is 3. So we can go here for free. So I'm going to do that. And this says, a glimmer on the ground attracts your attention. As you approach, you discover a sword in the dust. So we can just do a take action for free. You take the weapon, take a 13 card to try your luck. Yes, I saw someone complaining about these 13 cards because it's luck driven. There's no way of mitigating it. So we'll look at one. Lady Luck is on your side. Old Cider always said, if your bullocks is sick, rejoice. It hasn't been eaten by a burrower yet. Take 149 card. So we get a glimmer of hope. And that gets put into the past. If Lady Luck is on your side, the weapon is serviceable. Take a 190 card. Okay. There are a few 190s, so I'll just take the first one. The blade is the standard weapon for Kellyan infantrymen. It can cause more damage than its short size would suggest. So I have a gladius. So, yeah, in a fight, we can turn the fist symbols into a success or improve the number of cards we can use in a restricted battle. And it adds 2 to the weight. So we are now up to 6. We can have a max of 10 weight. And that gets discarded. And then we put card 81 out. The ground of the plain in front of you seems to have been turned over. Human bones, bits of corroded armour, and the remains of war machines are littered here and there. This place is a veritable necropolis and was probably the scene of an ancient battle. Okay, so we have a couple more areas. Right, let's just move that up a bit. So we do have some things on here. Nothing that corresponds. Hold on, there are some. Oh, there are some bones. Looking for numbers and any signs. Also, keep looking for. This is a card that Arthur has. He has this mark on him, and we're looking for that mark. Can't see anything on that card as far as I'm aware. Okay, so we need to move there. So we will discard a card to do the move action. We get Vigilance, which we can take into our hand, and we will because we might as well. So we move on to that section there. And now we have a look action, which is the only thing we can do here. So let's do that. It's discarding 1 card to take a look. It's 160. And this says, a ballista is half buried in the ground. It seems to be relatively well preserved and could be very useful in reinforcing the citadel's defences. Sounds good to me. Ooh, okay, so we have an action. Wow. So it's drawing 15 cards and we have to get 6 successes. or 5 cards and no successes if you choose to block 1 card with a keyword artisan. So we do have Ratko, who is an artisan. And Ratko, I still don't think is very useful to us, but we unblocked him. We lost 2 life points, but I think it is worth using him. So we will block Ratko. So he gets blocked. So now we can just discard 5. Just having a look at some things. Okay, so I'm just seeing if we had any cards that would help us, but I don't think we have. So we're going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've drawn these 5 cards. We don't have to have any successes. You managed to dig the machine up. It can now be brought back to the Citadel for repair. +2 on our defense. So defense goes up by 2. So it's up to 6. And take a 99 card and banish this. So we take a 99 card, which is a Hope Reborn card. And we banish this card. So this is gone forever. No, we will not be able to do that again. And also, I was just thinking, we have this global card, which is this thing here. When we're walking, if we have any blessing cards, we have to return them. And that's not too bad. Also, if we got weakness, it adds to that. But we can get rid of discouragement by blocking 1 Hope Reborn. And we've got 3. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to block a Hope Reborn so that we return discouragement. Okay. So that's good. We've put our defenses up. None of these cards we can keep, so they go into our discard. I think, well, we can try either way here, I think. I think we'll go to this one first. So we can discover this card. It doesn't cost us anything because we have Ground Shiver available. Okay. So this will stay here. Mouse rats. A kick is usually more than enough to send them running, but if they form a swarm, better watch your toes. When taking the follow action, take a 13 card to try your luck. If Lady Luck is on your side, there are fewer mouse rats than you feared. Place the die on the 2nd row. We don't have to fight these, but if we don't, we might have to fight them eventually if we want to go to this card. We don't necessarily have to go to this card now. I think we'll just look at this card first. So this won't cost anything either. And we found a jagged rock. You have picked up a stone with sharp edges. It will make an excellent projectile. I'm actually amassing quite a lot of... let me just show you here. So I've got a Taj. I have a padded Gamson. I have a Gladius. And now I have a jagged rock. And the good thing about all these is they all have different keywords. Projectile, weapon blade, torso armor, secondary shield. So I can actually use them all on the same action if I want to. But of course I have to select them at the start. Anyway, we've done that. So we look at 185. So 185 says, it looks like you have to step over narrow precipices in some places to reach the next plateau. Luckily, the vegetation is sparse enough not to hinder your movements. That's a surprise. So we're looking at a level 2 card there. Level 2 is still ground shiver of 3, so that's okay. We can go there. So I think I'll move down. So we'll travel down, spending 1 card, which we can keep if we want to, and we might as well, because we can have 4 cards in hand. So we're moving down here. Let me just do that. That's good. So we're moving here. Anything on this? Doesn't look like it. We can look at this tree kind of thing. So let's do that. We will observe, lose 1 card, and look at 227. So ashes from a campfire have been scattered by the wind and rain. Nearby branches have piled up and stones laid out as seats. The camp seems entirely abandoned. Okay. So let's move this stuff over. And this says, it would not take much to get the campsite warmed up again, starting with a good fire. So we can do an action to get the fire going. We would take a glimmer of hope. Each involved character may return your exhausted card and choose 1 card in their discard pile and add it to their hand. Then it gets discarded. So I'm not going to do that because I don't need it yet. So I can keep it for if I need it at some other point. Or if not. So we will look at this card here. So free to do this because we have a ground shiver of 3. Fatigue overcomes you. You stop and take a few moments to take breath and take stop. 1 exhausted character must lose 3 cards. I'm not exhausted. During the following action, the active player is whoever revealed this. During the draw step, you may not draw more than 3 cards. Okay, so we've got to do a thinking action. And we've got to get 2 stars. Now is not the time. So if we got 2 flags, we would get the cards back. If we drew 3, we have to get 2 stars. Well, I have determination here, which gets me a star anyway. So I think we only need 2. So I think I will just draw 2. There's no items we can use. So we'll draw these 2. So I've only got 1, but I can use my determination to get the other one. So we've succeeded. Now is not the time to be disheartened. If I got 2 flags, which I haven't, I could get 3 cards back. And then you may choose 1 card in your action deck or discard pile and add it to your hand. So let's have a look. Arcane knowledge. Ooh, ground shiver knowledge. It helps us go to places we can't necessarily go. Do I need it though right now? I think I might just take determination back because I like that success card. Okay, so we complete that. That is a event that goes into the past, and we will look at 84. So 84. Tall trees line a path beyond which lies a meadow with thorny shrubs and brush. Okay, so if you can see there, we have one of the birds. There you go. And we have to put a level 2 card down. Down here, which is just off the screen. Okay, so we definitely want to move into that section. So we will discard a card to go there. We can take that card if we want. We have on the double, which is the way that we can move quickly around the map. So we take a run action, just 1 card, no result. Success is needed, and we can move our figure to a terrain card that is connected to your terrain card by an uninterrupted series of terrain cards. Discard 1 action card from your hand. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to put it there. Okay, so now we can use Etham's ability. There is a big bird on this map. So we can do this. Everyone has to do it. Evan pricks up her ears, trying to hone in on the bird song. Read the dialogue bearing the same number as your terrain card. So this is 84. So we look in our dialogue book. at number 84. And it says, FM signals you to stop and whispers, "Did you hear something? A whistle?" If you answer yes, read 37. If you answer no, read 53. Well, I can see a bird, so I'm going to say yes, 37. Really? How could I not hear anything? This is the first time my hearing has failed me, she says, worried. I'll follow you. Now you are annoyed. You will have to do the listening. What? During the results step of the following action, if you reveal several cards with one or more class icons, the action fails. That's so weird. Was I meant to answer no? I don't understand. That's kind of weird. Okay, well, we're here now. If you reveal several cards with one or more class icons, the action fails. That's a really badly written sentence. If you reveal several cards, well, what does that mean? Several with one or more class icons. I've got to get 2 stars. Okay, well, I have a result, so I'm going to reveal 2. Stupid. Okay, good. I didn't reveal any class icons, and I have the 2 results. So, after wandering the trees, you finally perceive something like a hiss. Read 47. And it says, FM smiles. You wonder why, and then you hear the melodious whistle. Moving branches aside, you discover a colourful bird at the centre of a clearing, digging into the earth with its long beak and pulling out marsh bugs. As you approach the nest to dig it out, FM seizes you by the arm. Not another step, vibrations. You wait, watching closely. What a shame. Crystal toads, at least 4 of them. They love these insects and are very aggressive. The crystalline skin, as sharp as it is resistant, makes them dangerous beasts. But to give up and try our luck elsewhere. We need this fertilizer. I'd rather take my chances. That is your choice. Do you have a musical instrument with you? Is this really a good time for a tune? Toads cannot stand certain sounds, but if you prefer to face them, that's up to you. If you prefer to avoid confrontation and continue your search for marsh bug nests elsewhere, return to the dialogue book. If you prefer to fight the crystal toads, take a 1/7 card. If you win the fight, all you have to do is dig up the nest, take a 1/01 and return the dialogue book. Otherwise, return the dialogue book. If you prefer to play music, one character may take the following action only if they have a card with the word music. Well, I don't have any music. So I think I'm going to fight. So we take a 1/7/1 card. So we take this card which says, the crystal toads stare at you with their bulging eyes as they croak, razor sharp, the bluish ridges of their crystalline skin glisten in the sun. At your first movement, they pounce. So we have this fight. So let's put this card here. So we have to do this. They are evasive by 3. During each draw step, for every 3 cards you draw, lose 3 cards. Jeez. After each consequent step of the following action, you may flee combat if you do lose 5 cards. This is going to be difficult. So we'll put a 4 on there. So yeah, evasive 3. Every 3 cards we draw, we lose another 3 cards. So we need to use only 2 cards that we draw, and we need to get 4 successes. But we can use all 4 of these if we want to. Now the Jagged Rock gets discarded. The sword only gets discarded if we roll a 1 at the end, and that's only if the action fails. This Gambusum, 2 actions, 2 skills, give us a shield. Okay, so I think I'm going to draw 2 cards. I can use Determination this go. I could use the Jagged Rock, but I'm not going to. I think I'll use this because it only breaks if we roll a 1. So I can decide upping. So yeah, I'm just going to draw 2 cards. I need 4 successes though. That's quite a lot. And I'm going to draw. If I draw 3, I have to discard another 3. I'm going to draw 3. So I have to discard 3. So let's look at these. Okay, so we've got, can only count 2 really. So what I'm going to do is, sorry, I should have said what I was selecting. I have selected the Gladius. So I'm going to up the level with that to 3 cards instead of 2. So I've got 3, and I will discard my Determination to get the 4. So I've succeeded at that, so we move down. So we go to the 2nd level. And we don't get to keep any of these cards. So we've done that. So we use our Gladius. So if we roll a 1, it breaks. We roll the 3, so that's fine. So now we're doing the 2nd attack. So we need to get 3 successes. So this time we will lose 1 life if we succeed. So in this case, I think We need to get 2. I'm going to draw 3 again. So I'm going to draw 3, and then we have to discard 3. So I have to now put cards back into my deck. So I'm going to lose 8 life. So down to 35. So we're putting 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards back. So I have to lose 3 of these. And then these 3 cards. So before I look at these, I'm going to use my Jagged Rock. I'm going to use my sword. And I'm going to use my Gambesum as well. Okay, so we've got the 3. So the Jagged Rock went for nothing, but I had to select it before, so that goes into the discard. I've got the 3 successes. The Gladius actually gives me an extra success. But I'm actually going to use these 2 to use my Gambesum. So I do get the 1 defense against that attack. So I've succeeded and I've defended myself. So we move down and this goes to 5. These get discarded. I have to roll for these. So I didn't roll a 1. And this one, during the constant, roll a die if you roll a 1 as well. And I didn't roll a 1. So now we're on to the last step. And this step now, we have to draw 2 cards, but we can use as many cards as we want. 5 successes. So I think we will draw 5. That means we will lose another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 4. We can get 1 success. No, we don't have any. I'm going to draw 5. So then we lose another 3. For every 3 we draw, we lose 3. And I'm going to use my Gladius, and I'm going to use my Gambesum as well. Yeah. Okay. So this time we've got 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna use spare no effort. No, I'm not. So I can use as many cards as I want. So I've got 3 there. So I'm not going to do this time. So we've done 3, so it's down to 2. And then I have got symbols here, so I can get this protection from the damage. So we fail this, but we don't take the damage, but we get to keep 1 card. And I think I'll take Fortitude. So we failed that, but we can do this again. So I'm going to keep Fortitude, which gives us a symbol we can use. So we can actually use our Gladius. And this is if the action fails. I forgot that. So Gladius, we have to roll for. It's not going. And Gambesson, we have to roll for. That's not going. So we'll do this again. We can draw 2 cards. And I know that I have a symbol from this Fortitude card here, which I can use with my Gladius to get a success. So I'm only going to draw 2 cards. So I'm using my Gladius, by the way. And this, sorry. So I have the 1 success. But I have to take 1 damage because I haven't got enough symbols. So we take 1 damage down to 34. So we've succeeded at this. So we've taken the damage. We take a 1/5/1 card and return this. So 1/5/1. Oh, and there is no 1/5/1. So that's fine, but we don't get replace that because this symbol says it's not. If there is no card there, nothing happens. 1/7/1. And then we will read. If you win the fight, all you have to do is dig up the nest, take a 101 card and return the dialogue book. So we take a 101, and the 101 is an objective. So there's our first bird. And I think at that point I'm going to leave this for tonight, and I will pick this up over the weekend. So there we go. We've gone through the process of finishing 1 objective, going back to the Citadel, doing some improvements, and starting this new objective where we're trying to find these birds to dig for things, to get us food, to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, so that will be it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I will play this again over the weekend, and I will see you then. Okay, bye.